Oh my God, this could be the spark for World War III. And guess what? The guy sending up the flare isn't just anyone. He's a 4-star general who's seen more military chessboards than we've seen TikToks. A retired 4-star general just dropped a warning that's shaking the Pentagon. Iran and China aren't just threats. They're coiling for something bigger. And no one's ready. This isn't just another geopolitical theory. When a former top military commander goes on national television and says, "We're not prepared," people should be paying attention. This isn't just saber rattling. It's a live wire warning that the world order might be shifting faster than we think. General Jack Keane isn't prone to drama. When he says something's coming, it's usually already halfway here.
For Future Relations, we are joined by retired U.S. Army 4-star general and Fox News strategic analyst Jack Keane. Sir, thank you for joining us on this Saturday morning. Greatly and always appreciate your insights. I just want to get your thoughts here as things are getting underway in overseas in Oman. Steve Witkoff is there, but the talks remain indirect. The president would like to see more direct talks, swifter action. Your thoughts on how things are going, if we can expect anything to come out of this?
So, yeah, that's the vibe. When a 4-star general basically goes, "Houston, we have a global threat. Maybe we should stop scrolling TikTok for a second." The man isn't here to dramatize. He's here to slap reality in our face. And honestly, it's about time someone did. Before we even touch on what China's cooking up, let's zoom in on the fire already starting to sizzle in the Middle East. Because Tehran? They're not exactly chilling. While the world watches Ukraine, Gaza, and the TikTok ban debate, Iran is quietly working in the shadows. The centrifuges are spinning, the uranium stockpile is growing, and the red lines? Already smudged. The international community has spent years issuing statements and signing deals. But behind the scenes, Tehran has been playing a different game. According to leaked intelligence, Iran is less than 2 weeks from reaching weapons-grade enrichment. If they go full throttle. Worse, they've been running drills with Hezbollah and even strengthening backdoor ties with Russia. What does that tell us? Iran isn't acting alone, and while they downplay everything on camera, satellite images don't lie. New facilities have popped up, disguised as energy research sites. Nuclear inspectors are denied access more frequently, and the regime continues to say, everything is peaceful. Except nothing about their current behavior looks peaceful.
Consequences. Okay, retired 4-star General Jack Keane joining me again here in New York City. Are we on the brink of an attack on Iran? I raised the question because we reported yesterday there are 6 B-2 bombers that have been assembled in Diego Garcia. They carry the bunker-busting bombs that you and I have talked about a lot. Are we getting ready for an attack?
Yeah, I mean, we're absolutely making preparations.
Look, when you have a regime that hides its facilities, boots inspectors, and partners with terrorists, it's not exactly screaming peaceful intentions. This clip shows the raw facts. No spin. Just what's really going on. And it's terrifying. Iran's playbook isn't about defense. It's about endurance, deception, and waiting for the right moment to strike. It's not about if Iran will act. It's about when. But hey, while Iran's doing its covert thing, China? Oh boy. They're playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. Let's flip the board and take a peek. You've probably heard about China expanding its navy or intimidating Taiwan. But there's a deeper strategy here. It's about partnerships. And Iran is now more than just a trading partner. It's a strategic co-conspirator. In the past year alone, China and Iran have signed a 25-year cooperation agreement worth over $400 billion. And what's buried deep in that deal? Joint military drills, cyber warfare collaboration, surveillance tech exports, and, preferential oil prices. But it's not just about the paperwork. Chinese warships have docked in Iranian ports. Tech. Experts are flying back and forth, and their state-controlled media. They're starting to echo each other's narratives, word for word. This isn't just friendship. It's a quiet handshake between two powers preparing to challenge the very idea of Western dominance together. That's not just economic partnership. They're aligning values, tactics, and long-term goals. When you hear them talk about shared security interests, What they really mean is shared enemies. And spoiler, we're at the top of that list. This is chess, not checkers. 2 adversaries, 1 coordinated strategy. All right, now you're probably thinking, how bad is this really? Well, let's just say, when a retired general sounds the alarm, it ain't for clout. Let's hear what he's really warning us about. When General Keane speaks, people listen. And this time, his message is crystal clear. The Iran-China connection isn't just a problem. It's an existential threat to American power and global balance. He compares the current geopolitical tension to the prelude of World War II. Independent threats, scattered provocations, until one spark ignites it all. Keane says we're ignoring the warning signs, just like the 1930s. Even more worrying, he's not alone. Several retired commanders are backing this assessment, calling for immediate military posturing, cyber defense upgrades, and tighter alliances in the Indo-Pacific. He warned that a 2-front conflict, one from Iran through the Middle East and another from China across the Pacific, isn't some Hollywood plot. It's a nightmare scenario that strategic planners are actually gaming out right now. And in his words, we're already behind.
From where the administration position is, they want them to voluntarily dismantle your entire program, give up the highly enriched uranium, give up the centrifuges, give up the facilities themselves, give up the missiles that are going to deliver these systems, and then, and this is key, anywhere, anytime inspections. In other words, independent inspectors determine where to go to look and verify what is taking place. The Iranians have never granted that, and that is one of the reasons why we're in this position today.
This isn't just military jargon. It's a reality check. When Keane says existential threat, he's not exaggerating. He's trying to wake up the sleepwalkers in D.C. who think sanctions and stern tweets are enough. They're not. This clip should send shivers down every policymaker's spine. Ignoring this alliance could be the costliest mistake of our time. And just when you think we're on top of this, spoiler, we're not. Want to know what's even scarier than Iran and China teaming up? Our own intel folks still sipping coffee while the alarm's blaring. How many times have we heard, we didn't see it coming? Pearl Harbor, 9/11, Crimea. And now, once again, the red flags are flying, and some intel agencies are still shrugging. Multiple reports have shown internal debates within the intelligence community. Some analysts claim the Iran-China alignment is overstated, but others say we're being dangerously naive. What's stopping action? Bureaucracy, political correctness, fear of escalation. But history shows delaying response is the perfect recipe for disaster. Sources inside the Defense Intelligence Agency say there's frustration growing from the inside. They see the dots being connected: joint war drills, digital espionage, economic manipulation. But the higher-ups, they're still stuck in wait and see. We've been here before. The threat matrix looks eerily familiar. And yet, the blind spots remain.
By a date certain. So the alternative then, if they don't comply with this, is a strike. So yes, preparations are being made for that. It would likely be an Israeli-led, U.S.-supported strike. The Israelis have great skepticism about the Iranians voluntarily dismantling the program. So does President Trump, but he wants to give it a try. And I think on Saturday we'll start to get a sense of, are they really serious about this? Or are they kind of behaving like Putin is behaving?
You ever watch a train coming and no one jumps off the tracks? That's what this feels like. The intel is there. The signs are flashing red. But the people paid to connect the dots? Some of them are still stuck in PowerPoint mode. It's frustrating. And it's dangerous. When caution becomes complacency, danger thrives. This isn't about warmongering. It's about war preventing. General Keane says, if we want peace, we better start acting like it's already threatened. The strategy? Start by reinforcing U.S. presence in the South China Sea. Increase intelligence. Coordination with Israel. Expand strategic defense initiatives with Japan and South Korea. And maybe stop pretending that Iran and China are playing by the same rules we are. Keane's message isn't subtle. This isn't just a wake-up call. It's the final alarm.
So I'd like to get your thoughts on that, but also on what this means for our allies. As you mentioned, the president talking about military options being on the table and Israel taking a lead in that regard.
Well, certainly, if the ultimatum that the president has issued, and we've heard him say it many, many times, if the Iranians do not come to a deal and an agreement to dismantle their program, then it will be done by force.
This part right here, this is where the general lays it out plain. We either act now or regret later. It's like when your GPS tells you to turn and you ignore it. Except instead of missing an exit, you're missing a global threat forming in real time. This isn't theory, this is preparation. Or it should be. Peace through strength isn't just a motto, it's our survival strategy.
And accept that as a very real threat. It would likely be an Israeli-led air campaign supported by the United States. That would be the reality of what would take place here. But the allies in this have snapback sanctions that they can use against the Iranians over the next 60 days, impose tougher sanctions on them, and the Iranians know that. The other thing, though, is Iran is getting significant help.
If this video left you thinking, how the heck did we get here? You're not alone. The truth is, we can't afford to wait for the headlines to tell us what's already obvious. Iran and China aren't playing games, and neither should we. The scariest warnings are the ones we ignore. So if you want to stay ahead of the chaos, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell. We're not done uncovering the global power plays happening behind closed doors. Stick with us and stay sharp.